So sparring should be done multiple ways, but what I find is people lack control with punching, and so sparring gets out of hand and you can't practice more refined things. Don't get me wrong, there are times you want it to get out of hand, you got to feel that pressure, but there's sometimes you just want to work refined stuff too, and you got to know how to do that properly. So here's the problem. Most people, when they punch, they come from their hips and they throw all of their energy and they start the momentum, and they can't really slow that punch down. So when things pick up for speed, they get out of hand because they can't stop their punches. If you know how to punch the correct way, which is acceleration at the end, not the beginning, where I come here and I go like this, at the end, not the beginning, you can control that because you can dictate how much acceleration you're throwing at the end. So I could just accelerate deep through, but because I'm accelerating here, I just touch skin too. So if I'm sparring with him and I just want to touch light without destroying him, what I do is I don't throw as deep as I would throw if I really meant to go deep. How you do that is how you control your hands. A lot of guys, what you do is because you squeeze so hard, like you make these rock fists like this, like you can't control the depth of where you're punching. Really good martial artists squeeze their hands at the end, right? There's like a pop with the fingers, right? If you leave a little cushion in the fingers, when you hit your partners, it doesn't go as deep. But the reason people struggle with that is because they rely on their fingers for strength to keep the wrist from buckling. You have to have strong enough wrists where you hit somebody that it doesn't affect your wrist, even like this. So when I'm playing like this, listen, it sounds bad, right? Sounds like I'm killing them. But really, because I'm giving cushion in the fingers, it's not destroying him. So when you're playing and sparring with people and you're not trying to kill them, right, you want to hit them in such a way to where you're not really driving it, but the form should be correct. Now notice my acceleration is here. It's not like this. Until you break away from that, it's very hard to spar with precision. When you watch kata, you see beginners look like this. There's that big hip twist and they accelerate and they throw at the end. When you watch high-level guys do kata, it looks like this. The hands out, and the acceleration's at the end. Until you master that acceleration and how to do it properly, it's very hard to spar, especially without gloves. Why is this important? Because gloves lie to you. Do you see how thick that glove is? When I add this glove to my hand, it adds that much to my punching. So when I punch it, my brain believes the punch is here because I've hit so many times and I'm conditioned to hit him with the pad. It's important that you condition yourself to hit with the fists so that you know where your target is here. Like neurologically, it's got to feel how it goes into the target properly. You're lying to yourself by wearing gloves. You're teaching yourself bad habits. At very least, if you're going to use gloves, that's about the size we used to use, right? That way it had enough contact on it and it wasn't lying to you as bad. It lied a little bit, but at least you had just a little bit there so you knew basically where your distance was. You want to get better at sparring, you want to get more precise, you have to go back into your forms and your other work and teach yourself how to hit short instead of hitting long. Once you develop the shortness on your work, you can be more pinpoint your striking when you spar.